Hello, everybody. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to apologize for not getting back to y'all more often and more frequently since the last time I updated Knowing This Ministries. And it just, my only excuse is that I've been terribly overwhelmed trying to prepare the house in West Texas in the little town of Sherwood, which is connected to Mertzon, which is outside of San Angelo, about 20 miles. We're going to be moving there this Thursday. I just sent you an update on that. With that being said, I want to revisit the letter I sent out to all of y'all some time back called Friday the 13th. On the 13th, if you recall, you may not, but if you recall, on the 13th, I had a incident by the pool at the Vacation Bible School swimming party there in Mertzon on Friday the 13th. And what happened was God just overwhelmed me, just came over me, and 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 I knew it had to do with children, but I had no idea what because I've never really had a personal ministry with children before. And then the next day, if you recall, I went into the courthouse on the 14th, and God again, He just came over me. So I knew I was very clear that I was to use this building for something. And as it turned out, after contacting or being, God put me in contact with some other people there in Mertzon, we started a Sherwood Christian Fellowship, and that's where Sherry and I go to church. But I want to make something very clear that Sherwood Christian Fellowship is where Sherry and I go to church, and thanks to your support and your prayers, we were able to start that fellowship and put it together, and now we have since September the 21st, we have over 85 or so people that's on our list and our email list. We have a meal every Sunday at 12:30. Then we have a worship service following that, and it's just been awesome. We have 30, 40 people come every Sunday. This last Sunday we had some of Joe Bob brisket, and it was a hit again, and people loved it, and we had more food than we could possibly eat, and it was just awesome. But I want to revisit the Friday 13th and bring you up to date with what's going on with Knowing This Ministries as far as that goes. As I said, I've never been really involved on a personal ministry with children before, but since then, since that day, I have led two young boys to Christ, grade school age boys to Christ, and we meaning a few of us go by and make sure that those two boys, Nico and Mario, are being picked up and taken to the Wednesday night Kids for Christ or something. I forgot now what the name of it is, but Nori and Amy are making sure those boys are being taken, and on Sunday morning, Amy, Nori, or I, or somebody goes by us and picks those boys up and brings them to church, and they've just been a little delight. And then also there was a young girl, a 17-year-old troubled girl that had a little problem with drugs and a little problem with getting pregnant at 16, and a little problem with not being married and that sort of thing. And I was I was blessed to be able to lead her to Christ as well. And I want to tell you something, folks. Her life has changed dramatically, and I'll send you another update here soon with a little note that she wrote to her grandma, and it's just beautiful what she said, to be such a brand new baby spiritual girl, and it just was beautiful. Now on with about that family. her grandmother, grandma named Mimi as well, she was just troubled with all this chaos that's going on in her life, and she came to me with in counseling, and she one day just got it. She understood that Jesus was dependent on God, and we are to be dependent on Jesus, and that God continued to work through Christ here on earth through you and me and her, and she got it. And then I told her, just in random conversations about what God had done on Friday the 13th, and she said, well, if it has anything to do with children's ministry, my husband and I want to donate a piece of land that's 1 block from the Sherwood Courthouse. Now, folks, with this oil boom going on right now, that's about anywhere close to an $80,000 lot. It has a water well, it has septic tank, it has electricity, and also it was the site of the original Methodist church built in the 1800s there in Sherwood, when it was a big thriving community. And now everything is gone in that community that's old, except the courthouse. And I hope all of you have seen a picture of that. If not, I encourage you to Google the Sherwood Courthouse, Sherwood, Texas. Now, then, as you know, most of us, Sherry and I went to Tennessee, which really was the infancy or the genesis, if you will, of Knowing This Ministries. We went to Tennessee for the training with Grace Fellowship International, and and there, Dr. Solomons introduced us to how to articulate what it is that we want to articulate in the Christ's life, the exchange life, abiding life ministry called Knowing This Ministries. Now, he also has a son named Ron Solomon out of Houston, Texas. Pearland, I believe it is. Anyway, Ron Solomon has a ministry that teaches Christ's life, abiding life, being dependent on Christ, etc., all those bylines. And they use puppets. Now, what we need to have a puppet street, which is similar to Sesame Street. They call it Caraway Street. You're welcome to Google that. Google Caraway Street, Pearland, Texas, and you'll see that what they do is they have a puppet city or a street that has these different characters, and there's puppeteers in the background, and they talk to each other, and they're talking about Christ's life. Now, how grand would it be if we could teach our little children in the Arion County area Christ's life and get them going early? Now, what our plans, it looks like we're going to do, is we're going to build a building on our property that they're going to give us. And we're going to build a building probably at least 20 by 40, maybe 30 by 40 would be really nice, because that's the recommended size that Ron suggests. And we're going to build a city in there. And then from there, we're going to have our children, not only our children, but the Methodist children, the Baptist children, the Church of Christ children, and there's a Christian church, and then there's a Catholic church there in Mertzen. And we're going to also invite some of the people that would be interested in being puppeteers. And then we're going to invite all the children of Arion County and allow them to come into this room, which is a street called Caraway Street, and listen to the teaching of these puppets, teaching the dependency of Christ. Now, what would it be like if we were to have and teach every child in Arion County? Well, there are only maybe 500 of them. But what if we taught them all that? Now, this curriculum that Ron has has 3 years of curriculum. He also has curriculum for the next generation of child. We'll say the 8, 9, 10, 11 year olds. They have a curriculum of doing and teaching the same things that the puppeteers are saying, and then ultimately they become puppeteers. And they are teaching Christ in life, continue to learn about Christ's life within their age group, and then the older ones then go, in fact, teach the younger ones and be the puppeteers. It's a self-perpetuating blessing. Oh, okay, I hope you can see how excited I am about this. And then there's the third level, the bigger kids. And with the church that we had been going to here in Gonzales, called Two Rivers Bible Church, they use a ministry that's used by other groups of people. Is called Backyard Bible Club. Now what we're going to do is we're going to send one of our young ladies to the training in Austin to be a leader for Backyard Bible Club, her and her mom. But it'll be primarily for the girl. And then she will get some of the local kids there. They may be freshmen or sophomores or whatever, and we will probably have 2 locations our first time. People that have either a pool or access to water, like my son and his daughter-in-law. My daughter-in-law have a creek behind their house, and we have another location in town that has a beautiful pool setting, and we're going to use those for a Backyard Bible Club, and the ages just keep going down. Would you have juniors, seniors, sophomores, and they go out and find all these little younger kids, and then finally the littler kids will be invited to the puppets. The second group will be invited to the next group of age, and then ultimately the bigger kids will be doing Backyard Bible Clubs under the supervision of adults. So I said that my ministry has not really been kids, but wow, I don't have to be there one-on-one. So I just want to thank you again for your support. Thank you. This is everything we're doing in Sherwood / Merchant. I just want y'all to be a part of it, because you are a part of it. You're responsible. You've supported Sherry and I since the beginning, and I'm so thankful for you, and bless your hearts. And I'm gonna go now, and then I'm gonna give you another update, and I'm gonna try to do this more often. No, I'm not gonna try. I am gonna do this more often, and I'm gonna keep you up to date, because there is a number of people that have come through my office, even while I was in my dirty clothes, that wanted counseling and have gotten victory from it. We have a young man that was from San Antonio that spent 10 days with me, and he's had a drug addiction and alcohol problem, and he left there free, completely cured from his alcoholism. And the blessings are just flying around the room. You need to hold on to your socks around that county right now. It's just, God is not just working in our county, though. He is working all over the world. When we are teaching, when people are trying to teach what God wants us to teach, He's going to bless it, period. And that's exactly what we're doing. As we are in God's will right now, it is so obvious. It is so much fun. And I recommend that you text me, call me, email me, send me a pigeon. I don't care. Just stay in touch. And I just, again, finally, I want to thank you again for your support, because it wouldn't be possible without y'all. Your prayers and your monetary support has just been so generous, and we love you and bless you. And call me, and if there's anything Sherry and I could be praying for you, please give us a call. God bless. Bye now.